You didn't miss the red flags. You convinced yourself that it wasn't a big of a deal, it wasn't that serious, and trust me, I've been there. We get in situations where we have intuition, we have the signs, we see the red flags, but we decide to look the other way without even realizing it because we are in a fear state and we don't even know it. We are desperate and we don't even realize it. In this video, we'll go over the most common red flags that women ignore when they are emotionally attached, how fear and low self-esteem distort your judgment, what ignoring red flags does to your self-worth and energy. Finally, how it creates an imbalanced dynamic where you give more and receive less. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aziza and I help you embrace your growth journey and create your dream life. So if you resonate with this, if you're on your personal growth journey, if you're on your inner work journey, if you aspire for more, if you're ambitious and you have goals and you have desires in life and you want to tackle them and you want to succeed at everything that you do and you want to create a life that you love, well, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The most common red flags that we decide to ignore when we are dating from fear or desperation or both are, first of all, the texts at night, late at night. Okay, this is a red flag. Red flag number one. For the occasion, I'm wearing a red dress. I put red lipstick on my lips and it's actually burning me. I think it's one of those gloss that are like supposed to plump your lips, and I think they make those with something hot that make your lips burn because my lips are burning, girls. Anyway, I'm a red flag, okay? I'm a sexy red flag in honor of this video. So, first common red flag that we ignore when we date from fear is the late night texts. If he only texts you at night, if he doesn't text you good morning, if he doesn't text you towards the day, if he doesn't ask you and care about how is your day going and how things are your life are going, if there is no real conversation and all you get is WYD, word. No, seriously, this is a red flag, and this is the red flag that when we are thirsty, we want to act like it's okay that he only texts us at night and it's only what you're doing text all the time and nothing real conversation, nothing with depth. Well, this is a very common red flag that we ignore, especially at the beginning when we are attracted by the guy and we're interested and we have all those scenarios of potential in our minds. And all this imaginary potential, we done put it on him. Now he is him. He is this guy. So what we do is ignore the red flag number one, text at night. This red flag, what does it really mean? It means that you are convenience, you are not a priority, you are an option, you are not a choice, and you are very much not important to him. Red flag number two, you never been to his place. You've never been to his place despite asking. You asked, he avoided, and it's always last minute or it's always your place. This is a red flag. Especially, we are grown over here, okay? I'm not talking about if you are 15, 16 and obviously the guy has no place. This is not a red flag. But when we are grown people and he lives on his own, or at least that's what he tells you, and you never been to his place and it's always at your place that you hang out, this is a red flag, and this is a red flag that you choose to ignore because you are desperate. I'm sorry, I'm just a messenger, okay? I am the red flag today. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I'm on the other side today. What does it mean? Well, it means that you really have to run. And also, he might be hiding something. That something might be another woman, a whole other relationship, a whole family, or he simply doesn't want to make space for you in his life. Either way, it's something that is not going in your favor, and it's something that you should not ignore, my girl. We are done ignoring those red flags. Those are very, very common red flags that us women, when we are thirsty to be in a relationship, when we are thirsty to be chosen, when we are thirsty to be loved, because we lack self-love, we lack self-esteem, we lack self-respect, we lack confidence, we lack trust. Well, those factors are the reason why we ignore such red flags that we are so good at peeping and identifying and seeing huge when it is for our friends, when it is for other people, when it is for that TV show we're watching, and we're like, girl, you did not see that coming. But when it is us, when we are in the situation, when we are in the heat of it and emotions are in the picture, we tend to ignore this red flag. And we tend to ignore other red flags too, like last minute plans. When everything is last minute, that is a red flag. I don't care how busy he is. I don't care who he is. I don't care his career, how rich he is, how famous he is. Last minute plan all the time is a huge red flag that we ignore. We choose to ignore when we date based on fear. Plans made the same day. No real date setup. No effort whatsoever. You are basically expected to be available. And what it means, that means he's fitting you into his life. He's not making space for you and taking you into consideration and building something with you. Which brings me to the next red flag, and it is commitment avoidance. He avoids defining the relationship. He dodges the conversation. He don't even want to talk about it. It's too early. I don't know. I need time. Let's see where it goes. Let's take it day by day. Let's take our time here. I don't want to rush nothing. It's been 6 months you seeing him and you over here wifey behavior. And he's talking about this is too early. Let's see where it goes. Red flag. If he still keeps things vague but expects you to have wifey material behavior, he expects intimacy and he expects you to be available and he expects to see you when he desires. This is a red flag, and that's a red flag we know. But what does it mean? What does it mean? Well, he wants the benefits without the responsibility or the commitment. As simple as that. He is acting as he wants it. AKA, I want the butter, but I don't want to do this to the cow. That was terrible. Anyway, that is a red flag that we ignore when we date out of fear and desperation. Finally, one last one, just for the world and just for the thrill of it. I'm having so much fun with this video. It's not good. I'm having fun. This is fun to be a red flag. And that no wonder they have so much fun. No wonder they never want to drop the F-boy hat. Okay, one last red flag that we commonly ignore when we date out of desperation. And it is confusion, the feeling of feeling confused about the situation. You are more confused than secured in the relationship. You overanalyze text, you question where you stand, you feel anxious and not calm. Those are red flags. Also, it is your intuition talking to yourself, because healthy relationship and healthy interest feel clear. It doesn't feel confusing, but we choose to ignore that. We choose to ignore how confused we are and how anxious we are and how doubting we are. Why do we choose to ignore red flags? They are right here in front of us. Why here? Well, because we might fear being alone. We might fear of starting over. We might think, what if it's the last chance to be in a relationship? What if it's the last man on earth that is going to like me and want me? Anyway, I'm not judging because, listen, I'm not talking, okay, I am the red flag today, but I'm also the one that ignores the red flag, or I've been there at least. That's why your girl been single, okay? Because I'm working on that ignorance and that choice of living and of dating. Why we ignore those red flags, it also might be linked directly to our self-worth and our self-esteem. We might not see ourselves worthy and deserving of a good man, of a proper love. Low self-worth makes breadcrumbs look like a whole meal. We accept less because we don't believe we deserve more. And I have a whole video about self-love and self-esteem and how to love yourself and see your worth. I will link it at the end of this video for the next suggested video to play. If you struggle with self-esteem and self-love, please go watch this video. I give very good actionable tips to enhance your self-love and your self-esteem and help you love yourself and see your worth and value yourself. Speaking of self-esteem and low self-esteem, that is one of the impacts of ignoring those red flags. When you start ignoring red flags, you start questioning yourself more. You start blaming yourself. You start doubting who you are and what you are worthy of. You start thinking, well, if I was better, if I had this, if I was like that, he would choose me, he would treat me good, he would treat me better. All this creates emotional dependence. Now you wait for his text to feel good and feel happy. Your moods depend on his attention. You become anxious and attached, and you don't know how to be happy without him. All this has an impact on the relationship, a direct impact on the relationship and on the dynamic between you two. It actually shifts the whole dynamic between him and you. Now he has the control, he sets the pace, he decides when you talk, when you meet, when you connect, how you talk, how you meet, how you connect, and you chase, you adapt, you shrink, you stay quiet, you wait, and you hope. That energy, the energy of hoping and being like a little puppy and chasing after him, well, guess what? Now you're repulsing him. Ignoring the red flags eventually backfires at you and make him not want you anymore. It kills the attraction in the relationship. But not only kills the attraction, it also trains him for the bare minimum. You reward him for inconsistency, you reward him for disrespect, you reward him for lack of efforts. This is training him to keep doing this. When you ignore the red flags and you don't say anything and you stick around no matter what and you chase and hope and beg and adapt all the time and just shape shift to please him and become a people pleaser and become a yes man, well, now you gave him the green pass to his red flags. No, I'm just kidding. You giving him the green pass to do the bare minimum. If you let a man do the bare minimum, men are very, very smart. We like to think that men are stupid and you have to tell them everything. No. You don't have to tell them anything. You don't have to tell them nothing. They are very smart, but they will pick the easy way out if you give it to them. They will put their feet up and relax while you do the work if you let them. They love the challenge and they love the chase and they love that excites them and that makes them feel good. But they also love to not do anything and you please them and they can do whatever they want. They for sure do too. Speaking of the chase and that dynamic in the relationship, when we ignore the red flags, well, it impacts the exchange of energy in the relationship. You give you time, you give you energy, you give your body, you give you attention, you give you emotional availability, and he gives you inconsistency, uncertainty, and bare minimum. You see how this isn't matched? Energy is not matched here. You will be left drained out of your energy, out of your life power energy, and your whole within will be unbalanced. So let's talk about actionable shifts to fix that, to stop ignoring red flags, to take your power back, and to be the queen that you are when you are dating, and stop dating from fear and from desperation, but from self-love and self-respect. Let's start with stop over-explaining and over-accommodating and overextending. You do not need to convince anyone to want you. You are the prize. I know it sounds so cliche, but we are. As women, again, I think I said it in another video and I don't care, I'm gonna repeat myself. Men go to war for us, okay? People kill for women. Men fight over women. Countries fight over women. We bear the power to create and give life. We are the closest to God. God creates life. Who did he give this power to? Woman. You need to remember that power. And when you remember your worth, when you remember who you are as a woman, well, you remember that you don't need to convince nobody to want you. The right person that sees you value and that respects you, they will want you. It also allows you to pull back instead of pushing harder and harder. No, step back, pull back. If the person is not acting the right way and is not treating you the right way, well, take a step back. You do not have to chase them, and you do not have to force them, and you do not have to beg them to treat you the right way. Men know how to treat a woman right. They do. That's why you see relationships where the guy would be terrible to one woman, and then to the next, he would give everything that girl, the ex wanted. He's giving it all to the next girl. Why? Because of the woman. He is not the common denominator in your life. You are. You are the reason why men keep on treating you a certain way. You are the common denominator. And I know it's a harsh truth, and I don't mean to be insensitive because I've been there and I know how it is. And it's almost not our fault. It's really because we have wounds that are not healed, and we need to invest in ourselves and spend time loving on ourselves, learning ourselves, cherishing and nurturing ourselves to grow our self-love and our self-esteem and our confidence, to know our worth and be treated as such, and not take breadcrumbs and make them our meals. This is something that comes with time, but it's not always obvious. And it's not that we are stupid or weak or we are crazy. No, it just takes time to get to that state of mind, and to also take the time to work on ourselves, to nurture that self-love. Another actionable shift is to watch actions, not words. Actions are louder than words. We've been saying it, we know it, it's time to apply it. Consistency is more important than compliments. It says more than compliments. Efforts are worth more than excuses. Presence is more important and says more than promises. You can also set internal standards. You don't have to say them, you don't have to explain them, you don't have to shout them out. No, those are inner standards. You move by them, you honor them. How do you honor inner standards? Well, if he only texts you at night, disengage, pull back your energy. If he avoids commitment, stop investing. And if efforts drop, your energy drops too. It's in your way of being, in your way of interacting or not, in your way of behaving, and in your energy, that you will honor your standards, and they will be either respected and valued or not. And the person that is not aligned with you will fall off, and that's exactly what you want, because you don't have time to waste and you don't have energy to waste on people that are not aligned and that are not cherishing you and valuing you at your proper worth. Speaking of cherishing you, you need to start cherishing yourself. And by that, I mean, stop betraying yourself and choose discomfort. It's not easy to be alone, but staying where you are disrespected is damaging. It's not only hard, it's damaging. It is impacting and affecting your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-respect, and your confidence. And those are way harder to rebuild and to heal than just walking away from a situation that, yeah, you liked the guy, but he treated you badly. Short-term pain is way better than long-term self-abandonment. Finally, we build self-respect first. Self-love shows up as boundary. Self-respect shows up as walking away. You don't chase clarity, you choose alignment. Red flags don't disappear, they actually get louder. Ignoring them costs you your peace, your confidence, and your self-worth. Remember, the right man won't confuse you. You will feel certain, you will feel calm about him, with him, and about yourself. You will know where you stand. It won't be any confusion with the right man. Speaking of him, let's look at the man perspective. How men generally operate. Let's talk about psychological and biological facts. Men are action oriented. They show interest through effort, through consistency, through presence, and through initiation. Attraction for men creates pursuit. Confusion is rarely accidental. Men don't get confused about a woman they really truly want. When a man likes you, he makes time for you, he creates opportunities to see you, he wants you in his space, he integrates you in his life, and he doesn't risk losing you. However, when a man doesn't like you enough, well, he keeps things vague, he delays commitment, he gives breadcrumbs, he avoids clarity, and he lets you overextend. An important truth: if a man isn't sure, it's usually a no. We usually know this, but why do we over explain this? Why do we justify this? We want to be understanding, and more importantly, we ignore reality to protect hope. We ignore reality to protect that potential that we created in our minds that we want so bad. But effort doesn't need interpretation. Last part of this video, let's write down a red flag checklist. Let's save it in our phone and check it every single time we're on a date, every single time we're doubting ourselves, or we're doubting where we stand in a relationship, or we're confused about where he stands or where she stands. Let's write down a checklist. He only texts you at night. You've never been to his place. Plans are always last minute. He avoids defining the relationship. You feel anxious instead of secure. You initiate most of the conversation. His words don't match his actions. You're confused more than you're excited. You're afraid to ask for clarity. You're scared to walk away. You're making excuses for him all the time. You're lowering your standards to keep him. If you have more than 2 to 3 boxes that are checked, it is not aligned, and it is most likely attachment and fear. So what to do instead? What to do when you have red flags? Well, stop chasing him. That's the basic. Stop chasing the guy. Pull your energy back. Observe his behavior. Let his actions answer your questions. And please choose self-respect over potential. And remember, if he wants to, he will. Men are very much known for that. They thrive for what they want, they go after what they want, and they make things happen. They love the chase, they love the adrenaline, they love the challenge, they love the mystery, they love to have to put effort to have the sense of earning something and of winning something that is hard to get. That makes them feel like a man. If he wants to, he will. So choose peace over mixed signals, and choose yourself over potential or over feeling uncomfortable in your loneliness. I hope this video helped. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Let me know in the comments, what is the biggest red flag that you ignored in your life, that you learned from, and that you will never ignore ever again. Thank you so much for watching, my girls. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.